I will now call to order the regular meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Texas Southmost College District. Members present, J.J. De Leon, Ms. Alejandra Aldrete, Mr. Ruben Herrera, Dr. Tony Zavaleta, Ms. Eva Alejandro, Mrs. Delia Sainz, myself, and also present our President, Dr. Jesus Roberto Rodriguez. And I'll call on Dr. Zavaleta for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Public comment? Thank you, ma'am. We're going to go to my report. I would like to share some information. I attended the Exceptional Care Fall Festival. I was very pleased to see TSC represented in a tent and talking to people at the festival. We're always given an opportunity to speak to and try to recruit, so I was happy to see them there. I also met with Senator Cornyn's director, and we've got this thing pending. We just can't seem to get it going. I'm supposed to, and we all will talk in executive session about the item. So I met with her, and we might have to visit with the Water Commission to get that done. I want to talk to the director when we go. Dia de los Muertos, I was very, very impressed with our function. I'm sorry you missed it.
So am I.
Our mariachis were awesome. There was a lot of people. The program went really smooth. The stories were not long. There were beautiful poems. And I particularly liked the part where the tradition is told, because many of us don't know it. So it was very, very nice.
Thank you for the pan dulce and the excellent hot chocolate.
Yes.
That was delicious.
And may I also add, we had visitors from Washington State, and they really enjoyed it. Thank you to TSC for making them feel at home.
It's a complete team effort. To everyone puts it together. Again, it starts with the board and approving the budget. So thank you.
It was really, really nice. I had invited a lot of friends, and we got to sit back and enjoy. So it felt so good to have people that you love around celebrating with you. So I said, I made this party just for you guys.
And it is true. I mean, it's when we say we're a community college and we're here to serve our community, that is part of our service, this comprehensive approach to service our community. So thank you, trustees, for your vote of confidence to our activities.
Our mariachis were awesome. And, well, you know, Abby sings very well, but
You're
there's...
playing with one hand behind her back.
Yes. They were really, really good, and I got to listen to Abby and the mariachis and another young lady. What's her name? Melanie. She's got a great voice as well. So we're doing good. And I also heard, a little bird told me today, that Abby has gotten out of control. She's recruiting from the welding department.
Welding?
From the welding department to come play with the mariachi. So I thought, 2 members. So I thought that was really, really awesome. I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of what the group is doing. We also heard the conjunto from Los Fresnos,
Salcones.
and they are really, really good.
Excellent.
The director, Mr. Juan Longoria, is a good guy, and he said, you know, we'd love to play with you. I told them that whenever they wanted to play, we would make an occasion for them, so they could come play. He says, well, we can play at as long as there's no alcohol, you know.
Yep.
And I said, it'll be nice. He says, they need to perform.
Okay.
So anyway, I did extend that invitation. Next, I am pleased to report that each member of the Texas Southmost College District Board of Trustees has completed the annual cybersecurity training required per Government Code 2054.519 as stated in BB Legal. And that's done, and I will turn it over to the president.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Board of Trustees, I would like to begin my report tonight with the announcement of the MOU signing ceremony we held this week with the University of Houston. Over the summer, our Texas Southmost College Board of Trustees authorized the college to enter into an agreement with the University of Houston. The MOU facilitates seamless transfer for TSC students into the CT Bauer College of Business. Under this agreement, students earning an associate's degree from TSC in business or who earn at least 30 semester credit hours and maintain a GPA of 3.25 or higher are guaranteed admissions to the University of Houston as pre-business majors. In addition, all of their core courses and the designated courses in the business administration field of study will automatically transfer to U of H. We were pleased to host the University of Houston Regent Alonso Cantu and Dean Paul Pavlou as part of the Houston delegation. Thank you, Madam Chair and Trustee Sines, for participating in the event. Chair Garza, Dr. Stella Garcia, and Mr. Richard Mesquias attended the State of the County update sponsored by the Harlingen Chamber of Commerce on November 1st. It was an opportunity to network with our colleagues all across Cameron County, as well as hear from our county elected officials. Thank you, Chair Garza, Dr. Garcia, and Mr. Mesquias for representing TSC at this event. We're also pleased when our TSC employees are recognized for their expertise in the field. This month, Ms. Maricela Nava, director of our TSC Child Care Center, was selected as the inaugural participant in the Texas School Ready Registered Apprenticeship Program Advisory Committee. She will serve as the committee secretary for the Rio Grande Valley community. This new program will launch in Houston, Amarillo, and Brownsville this fall. It is designated to strengthen the Texas School Ready Workforce Development Framework by enhancing access to education, credentialing, and career pathways opportunities. Thank you to Ms. Nava for her exceptional care that you provide to our little Scorpions and for your dedication in enhancing the early childhood education across the state of Texas. Also, I had the opportunity to participate in a coin toss at Harlingen Bogus Stadium on October 27. We had a great time cheering on future Scorpions from Harlingen South High School and Brownsville Veterans High School. Vice President of External Relations and Workforce Development, Richard Mesquias, was there to strengthen our community connections. In addition, interim AVP of Student Services, Vanessa Vasquez, and her team were present to provide future students with more information about how to join our TSC family.
And let me tell you, you were the talk of the town. I don't know what you did, but you were all over the media.
Richard?
You.
Hey, we represent Texas Southmost College, and we go out and spread the good word of TSC. Well, the following day, our TSC delegation headed to Texas A&M University at Kingsville to cheer on the Javelinas. It was an excellent opportunity to strengthen our relationship with President Robert Vela and his team. Thank you to Drs. Garcia, McCormack, Ponce, and a new agriculture instructor, Franco Guerra, for representing Texas Southmost College at the football game. Each year, we look forward to honoring our veterans and military personnel during Veterans Day. Our celebration took place on Friday, November 10th. It was a very moving ceremony with patriotic music and keynote speech by U.S. Army retired Captain Adriana Montoya Daza. She is the staff assistant for our Border Patrol Chief Sector. Thank you to the Rivera Early College High School Air Force Junior ROTC for posting of the colors, the TSC Veteran Success Center for organizing the event, Mr. Luis Villarreal for providing the welcome remarks, and Chair Garza for her remarks honoring our veterans. Thank you.
That was an extraordinary event. It really was. The keynote speaker was phenomenal. And you wonder, what is this woman made of? Because she went and enlisted by herself without telling her husband.
Oh,
Imagine that. So she's extraordinary, extraordinary. And by the way, they gave me a challenge coin. And so did Angela Burton. And I would like for TSC to make some challenge coins for us.
Okay, good to know. Dr. Garcia, thank you. All right. Now, TSC hosted a variety of events for our community to celebrate this fall. On October 28th, as mentioned, we hosted our annual Texas Southmost College Haunted Grounds Tour. We had a great turnout from the community of approximately 800 people participating. Community members shared very positive feedback about the event. While they enjoyed the spooky tour and the great entertainment our team rolled out for them, many said they just love having the opportunity to come out and explore our beautiful campus. On Halloween, offices across campus provided trick-or-treat goodies for the little scorpions from the daycare center. We did not let the damp weather deter the festivities that day. Instead, we relocated the event for the older children at the Jacob Brown Auditorium and took the treats to the younger children's classrooms. Thank you to Students Life, Financial Aid, Marketing, Safety and Security, Veteran Services, our success coaches, and the many volunteers who made the day memorable for our little scorpions. We hosted our annual Dia de los Muertos event, as was mentioned earlier. It continues to be a big draw for our communities and our Scorpion community. Participants enjoyed it, the parade, the music from Los Ferros High School Conjunto Halcón, the Mariachi Escorpión that was mentioned, and a costume contest. I want to thank Chair Garza, Vice Chair De Leon, Secretary Aldrete, immediate past Chair Herrera, and Trustee Sines for participating in the event. In addition to the seasonal events, I just highlighted the Student Services Division hosted additional Student Center events in the last time we met, including the Student Halloween Costume Contest, 3 Employer Connection events, the National Kindness Day, and our graduation fair. At this time, I would like to ask Frank to roll this month's video highlighting the activities that have occurred since we last met.
looking to center that. Texas Southmost with a shot. It gets through. Texas Southmost College.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Well, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, I'm grateful to the Board of Trustees for their continued commitment and support to the college and the communities that we serve, and thankful to the entire Scorpion family for helping our students finish out this fall semester Scorpion strong. This concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Item number 6, consideration and possible action on the minutes of the following meetings. Regular meeting, October 26, 2023.
I so move.
Motion by Ms. Aldrete, second by
Second.
Ms. Science. All those, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Finance Committee, I'll call on Mr. Herrera.
Monday, November 6, 2023.
Mr. Herrera, we can't hear you.
It's off.
There, it's on.
The Finance Committee met on Monday, November 6, 2023. Present were Secretary Aldrete, President Rodriguez, myself, and members of the TSC Administration College Legal Counsel. The committee discussed the following items. 7A, monthly financial statement report for the month ended September 30th, 2023. I'll call on Dr. Figueroa to present the item.
Thank you, Mr. Arana. Madam Chair, members of the board, President Rodriguez, before you have the monthly financial statements for the month of September, fiscal year 2024. As we report every month, this month we're presenting September. The revenues received for the month of September were $5,931,498 in our educational and general fund. The expenses start on the next page of your report, starting with salary and wages for the month of September included $1,395,471, and the benefits that go along with those salary and wages are $404,489. We continue with expenses in the ENG fund, starting with the maintenance and operation, the M&O. You have a detail of all the object codes that we have, and it runs for 3 pages as we report on budgeted by object code. The total amount for September is Educational and General Fund, month of September, it's a total of $153. And General Institution, the total for the month of September is $106,449. There was $48,850 in scholarships, and the total transfer out is $3,634,404. Expenses for the month of September. We continue into auxiliary. We start with the revenue, like in the prior fund, and it's a total of $512,206 that revenue received for auxiliary. We continue with expenses, salaries for the month of September in auxiliary, $72,332, and the benefits that accompany those salary and wages, $11,705. Continuing with the maintenance and operation expenditures, they run on your next two pages, and the total for the month of September is $42,623 for maintenance and operation expenses. We're still in auxiliary. There was no travel allocated to auxiliary, so the total expenses for the month of September combined, it's $126,660. Education, the last fund that we have is the general obligation bond revenue fund, and we received $210,336. There's no expenses. We pay bonds twice a year, and we only see activity, expense activity in this fund in January and August. These are the benefits. All the definitions are here in the report. For educational in general, we're $190,456, and for the auxiliary, $4,644. These are the different insurance benefits that we have. And following, you have the debt service payments. They do not change. Those are set for the rest of the bond issuances. If there are any questions, I can answer at this time.
This item is for information only, no action is required. Item 7B, I'll call on fund balance operation report. I will call on the one, the only, the famous Mr. Pesero.
Unfortunately, sir, Mr. Pesero is not here today, so you get me instead.
Unfortunately. Dr. Figueroa. I didn't see him around, that's why I called him.
No problem. Thank you, Mr. Herrera, Madam Chair, members of the board, President Rodriguez. This fund operation balance report, as we mentioned the prior month, has not changed because we haven't closed the books for fiscal year 23. So this is the balance as of the end of fiscal year 22, and it remains with the 175 until we close the books and get the new balance rolling for next year.
I like that. This item is for information only, no action is required. That concludes my report, Madam Chair.
Thank you,
Board.
Mr. Herrera. Next, we have Facilities Committee, and I'll call on Ms. Aldrete.
Thank you. The Facilities Committee met on Monday, November 6, 2023. Present were Trustee Zavaleta, President Rodriguez, myself, members of TSC Admin, and College Legal Counsel. 8A, Facilities Update, Dr. Figueroa.
Thank you, Ms. Aldrete. Madam Chair, members of the board, President Rodriguez. Before you is the facilities update. The list is getting shorter before it starts growing again. The first project that we have is the courtroom and criminal justice. We're in the final stages of this project. We've been meeting with the subcommittee. They've been leading us on how to move forward with this project. This is some of the pictures of the woodwork that it's been, and I'm gonna remind you and brag a little bit because all of this is work that is millwork. It's been done in-house by our own staff. So we have very talented staff that has been working on all of this, the jury bench and the judges bench.
And if I may, these pictures give no justice to the work that is being done. I mean, it is fantastic. I want to congratulate the people who are working on it. It is incredible.
Yes, sir, they have been doing a great job. We've already moved furniture into the spaces. This two spaces that you have in the screen are the jury chambers and the law library. Then we have the classrooms. We have 2 classrooms. And the jury room is still missing a couple of things, but we're in the final stages of that project. The next project that as you might recall, you approved that dedicated chiller plans for that we're starting. So the architects have work continue, but they already identified the site area and broke ground on those 2 projects. That concludes my report.
Any questions? This concludes my report. This item is for information only.
Thank you, Ms. Aldrete. Academic Committee, Dr. Zavaleta?
Okay. Let me get my notes here.
Take your time.
The Academic Committee of the Texas Southmost College Board of Trustees met on November 6th. Present were trustees Sines, members of the administration, and myself. We met to discuss the following items. 9A, consideration and possible action on the approval of a new Associate of Science in Allied Health Education with initial implementation in the spring of 2024. Dr. McCormick?
Thank you, Dr. Zavaleta, Madam Chair, Board of Trustees, and Dr. Rodriguez. Good evening. This item I'm bringing for your consideration is and possible approval is a new Associate of Science in Allied Health Education program at TSC. This program is designed for students who seek to further their educational and professional career goals in the allied health professions or related fields. Students from this program can apply for acceptance into any of TSC health profession programs at TSC. In addition, graduates from the program can apply for acceptance into any Bachelor of Science within the allied health professions, such as a Bachelor of Science in nursing. The program is, it's not the one I want. I'm gonna, okay. Yeah, it's still on the, I'm gonna put up the program of study for you, but it's showing the soccer. Let's see.
Is that a program we had previously?
So this is a program that we created. A lot of our students who want to go into the nursing field or one of our allied health professions fields have to take course or program prereqs, such as biology or chemistry. And so they would not really have a program they could go into other than Gen Studies. This will allow them to begin work toward those degrees. And once they complete the prerequisites, they can apply to the nursing program or any other program. Okay. Let's see if it's, okay,
Is that-
that's presentation, okay.
Is that considered a presentation?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, on this one, yes.
Well,
Okay.
I move to approve the proposed new Associate of Science. That's what got me, okay, when you said new, because I thought maybe it was one before. In Allied Health Education with an initial implementation in spring of 2024.
I have the honor of seconding it.
I have a motion by Dr. Zavaleta, the honor to second it by Mr. Herrera. Any discussion?
Yes, I have a question. I'm reading here the, you know how you divided it up into semesters and the classes that the students are taking by semester? So it's an expectation for them to take 6 courses?
So the way the program of study is laid out.
That's a lot.
What we're doing now is we used to have them laid out kind of semester by semester, but it was kind of confusing for students because some students maybe took some of those courses when they were in high school as dual, and
Okay.
they couldn't really follow that program of study. So what we're doing is we're identifying the core classes that they need, and then we're identifying the program courses that they need to complete that program. So it's a little different presentation than we've done in the past, simply because students come in having completed a lot of different things. And so they don't really follow that semester by semester program any longer.
Because it's a lot of coursework when
Right.
some of our students actually
Right.
have jobs.
Have completed, correct,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carries.
Item 9B, consideration and possible action on the approval of a new certified nursing assistant certificate level Pro 1 with initial implementation in spring 2024.
Thank you, Dr. Zavaleta. Yes, this is a new certified nursing assistant, certificate level 1 program at TSC. It's designed to provide students with the knowledge, skills, and abilities essential to provide basic care to residents of long-term facilities and related healthcare settings. The CNA will also serve as an entry point for the nursing education pathway at TSC and is designed to provide a flexible and efficient route for aspiring healthcare professionals to pursue and further their educational and career goals. Graduates from the CNA program, if accepted, can choose to pursue a licensed vocational nursing certificate upon completion of the CNA. This would be a level 2, and then they could later go on and get an LVN or pursue an LVN to RN associate degree as well. And so what you have in your packet as well is the certificate level program of study. It is 17 credit hours. It'll take approximately 1 semester. The curriculum is consistent and in accordance with standards and requirements of THECB in terms of contact hours, course content, and so on. Obviously, there's a big demand for CNAs that's projected to grow 8.3% nationally over the next 10 years. The expected growth rate for this occupation in Texas is 14.6%. I would add that it's a program that we're going to offer at the dual enrollment level as well. So high schools are expressing an interest in this program, and this
that's why it's
provides
the 7
them that
courses.
opportunity for credit.
Okay, did your colleague want to speak?
Dr. Pierce is
Okay.
here to answer any questions if you might have. Yep.
Okay, I move
That's a lot.
to approve the proposed new certified nursing assistant certificate level 1 with an initial implementation of the proposed degree in spring 2024.
I have a motion by Dr. Zavaleta, second by Ms. Eva Alejandro. Any discussion?
The CNA program is also given in the workforce. Will that
Correct.
continue?
It will continue. So this, by offering it in our side of the college, students can take it for credit and get financial aid. And the dual, it's an opportunity for high school students because it's an accredited program as well. But we still will offer it on the workforce side of the house as well.
And that'll be for certificate?
Correct. Yeah.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carries.
I just wanted to say that the nursing program at Texas Southmost College has been a hallmark of the institution and the community going back to from my perspective, the early 60s, probably before that. So I'm very pleased that we're bringing these programs on. Okay, item C. 9C, consideration and possible action on the approval of a new Associate of Arts in Music with initial implementation in the fall of 2024.
Thank you, Dr. Zavaleta.
Yes, please.
So we have a new Associate of Arts in Music degree that we are proposing. It is designed for students who seek to further their educational and professional career goals in music and music education. Graduates from this program will be able to obtain an associate's degree in music and pursue a career in music composition, conducting, performance, and education. Attached, you will see the program of study that was put together. We had Ms. Abby Gonzalez involved in the process and our 2 music instructors and Dean Dr. Alves as well. The proposed degree is consistent and fulfills the general education core requirements. Completion of the TSC core curriculum will transfer as a block and will satisfy the Texas 42-hour core general education requirements of all state of Texas public institutions of higher learning. In other words, the core transfers. The program is designed to provide students the first 2 years of a 4-year program if they intend to transfer and get a 4-year degree as well. Demand for musicians and music educators across the state of Texas is projected to grow over the next decade at a steady pace. Projected growth of demand for musicians and singers in Texas is approximately 22% between now and 2030, with over 1,500 annual openings for music and singers. Also demand for music educators, 14% between now and 2030 across Texas, with 700 annual job openings.
Still have to go before the coordinating board?
So once you approve, we will send notification out to institutions in the surrounding area. And then once, I think it's a 30-day notice that we have to wait. And then once we complete that 30-day notice, we will send it up to the coordinating board.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't imagine how we had to struggle. Adela will remember how we had to struggle to have the coordinating board. They turned us down at Texas Southmost College when we first tried to get this program approved in the old TSC. Hopefully there'll be more compliance this time.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
I move to approve the proposed new Associate of Arts in Music with an initial implementation of the proposed degree for the fall of 2024.
Second the motion?
Thank
I
you.
have a motion by Dr. Zavaleta, second by Mr. Herrera. Any discussion?
Yes.
I knew it.
I want to thank the president for keeping an open mind. I want to thank Dr. McCormick, Dr. Alves, for keeping an open mind with this project. This project is dear to many of us in the board, or some of us in the board, and we really, really, really want to see this program get off the ground. We have a great amount of students who are music majors in high school,
Right.
and they have nowhere to go. They transfer directly into UTRGV, who has a program, but why can't we have a program? So thank you so much,
Yes.
Dr. Alves, Dr. McCormick, President Rodriguez. Thank you so very much for allowing Texas Southmost College to be competitive with other schools in this type programs. Thank you.
I also feel that music keeps a lot of students in school. And when I found out that students were coming from the welding program, I'm thinking we've gained students, because even if they hadn't thought of taking basics, now just to be able to play, they might. So it is a good thing, and I'm very happy. I'm very happy that it's happening.
I would like to add that there's a lot of talent out there, a lot of talent. And for us to be able to offer this is amazing. Congratulations to all.
The ladies, or the young girls from Los Fresnos who played the accordion, I don't know if you were here. You were here.
For the
It is
conjunto.
amazing. We need to bring them in. We need to
Very
recruit them actively.
We need to have a conjunto as well.
Well, first we
Let's get a full
first we-
mariachi first.
first we walk. First we walk. Then we run.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries.
Item 9D, consideration of possible action on the approval of the following bachelor degree programs with initial implementation in the fall of 2024. 1, Bachelor of Applied Science in Criminal Justice. 2, Bachelor of Applied Science in Early Childhood Education. And 3, Bachelor of Applied Technology in Organizational Management. How exciting.
Very good. Thank you, Dr. Zavaleta. So you will see the three programs that Dr. Zavaleta mentioned. The first in your packet has the program of study for the Bachelor of Applied Science in Criminal Justice. This degree prepares students to engage in civic endeavors and to assume field positions in criminal justice and social service agencies. Graduates can acquire positions with law enforcement agencies, the police force, correctional facilities, and other related occupations. The proposed Bachelor's of a Science in Early Childhood Education is focused on preparing to teach young children from birth on up and opens the door for careers related to the development of young children. In addition to early childhood and elementary education, graduates can expect to find jobs in government agencies, social service organizations, healthcare and nonprofits, and so on. The third degree we are proposing, the Bachelor's of Applied Technology and Organizational Management, prepares students to broaden their careers and increase opportunities for promotion to supervisory positions within a variety of business and occupational settings. The curriculum for each of these three programs are in accordance with the standards of the Texas Higher Education and Coordinating Board in terms of course content and so on. We had advisory boards meet last spring and begin helping us put together these programs of study. Our faculty C&I committee approved the programs of study last spring as well. And all three degrees I will mention are designed to maximize coursework taking in our courses in the first 2 years of our programs for transfer. So it doesn't matter if you're, for the most part, in an Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, or an Associate of Applied Science degree. The programs are designed to facilitate students graduating within 4 years or roughly within 4 years if they need to make up some additional coursework. Demand for all these occupations is of course very high. Criminal justice, projected growth for first-line supervisors of police and detectives is 12.2% over the next 10 years. Job growth for early childhood teachers and administrators is expected to grow by 24%, and job growth for general and operations managers, this would be the organizational management degree, those positions are projected to grow over 23% in the next 10 years. And I would add, and I was just at a conference in terms of teaching, they're projecting over 400,000 job openings in teaching in the next 10 years. No institution alone can meet that demand. So it's important that we get involved and begin to produce graduates at that level as well for education. So our intent is to offer these programs in the fall. And in terms of once we start seeing enrollment, we'll be able to determine how many additional faculty may be needed. Right now, we're in pretty good shape to offer these programs. Over the next year, we may begin hiring anywhere from 1, perhaps 2 in each of these areas, new faculty.
Okay, thank you very much. I move to approve the proposed new Bachelor of Applied Science in Criminal Justice, the new Bachelor of Applied Science in Early Childhood Development, and the new Bachelor of Applied Technology and Organizational Management with an initial implementation date of the proposed degrees for the fall of 2024.
Second.
I have a motion by Dr. Zabaleta, second by Mr. De Leon. Any discussion?
Yes.
Excuse me?
For the early childhood education, it's from EE through which elementary grade level?
Well, the degree is different than the certification, maybe that someone would have to get, but it would be EC through, I believe, you could teach EC through 3 or EC through 6. It depends, because remember, we're offering the degree, and then anyone who would graduate with that degree, that bachelor's program, then they're going to have to do go through a certification program and then decide what teaching certificate they want to get.
And they'll be able to open to any teaching certificate they want to take an exam on, like for example, bilingual?
It would be open to anyone that allows a bachelor's. There's some certificates that you have to have a very specialized, like if you want to be a diagnostician or something like that.
Those are extra classes.
Right.
That concludes my report.
No, sir.
We still have some questions. We're answering questions, sir. We're doing discussion. Eva?
Yes, and also in the early childhood and some of the others, semester 4.
Can you speak into the microphone?
Could you provide a little bit more insight in semester 4, 5, and 6, where it says lower level division electives? Do they get to choose from the following page courses, or?
So there's lower level electives, and if you go to the next page, you'll see the required lower division coursework, and then you'll see below that the following courses were selected for divisional coursework options. So those are some of the options that are laid out in terms of options that they could take. Keep in mind that the lower level division electives and the required lower division coursework, the first part is going to allow students to transfer in some of the work they did maybe during the first 2 years. So they're kind of open elective courses. And then the required lower division coursework is what you're going to see on the second part there, where you have a set of optional courses like EDUC 1300, 1301, 2301, and so on.
Okay, but I don't understand, there's 15 required courses here under semester 4, 5, and 6, and then there's not 15 required lower division coursework.
Okay. Can you repeat it?
Yes. If we look at semester 4, 5, and 6, there's
Right.
15 courses that need to, that they would have to select, right?
Right.
And on the following page, I don't think I see 15 courses that they can select from.
Okay. So keep in mind that the first 4 semesters are kind of what they're doing their first 2 years at TSC. And then semester 5 and 6 will be their third year. And then semester 7 and 8 will be their fourth. So their fourth is really their specialized program courses. And what we did by putting semester 4 lower level division electives, that's enabling them to transfer in some of the general coursework they did during their first 2 years. So it's not really applying at those, they're not really education courses, they're general undergraduate lower level courses that come in as free electives. And then and semester 5 and 6 becomes their third year, really where they're beginning their bachelor's side of the program. And that's when they're going to begin taking the required coursework that's listed on the second page there. And so those are a little more specialized in terms of specific courses that they have to take. They have to take some EDUC courses, some public speaking courses, and math for teachers 1 and 2. So they may not have taken math for teachers in their first 2 years. Let's say they did general studies at Texas Southmost during their first 2 years, and they didn't take those math. So we're basically asking them to make sure they took those courses. And then when they get to semester 6, they get some additional lower division electives they can take. And then semester 7 and 8, they're beginning focusing on their educational coursework. And so again, keep in mind, we're trying to keep it flexible. So much of the coursework they took in their first 2 years of coursework at TSC transfers into the degree program, so they can complete it quickly.
Could you also provide the difference between resident teaching and supervised experiences with young children?
Let's see. This will be
Semester 7.
semester 7.
7 and 8, I think. No, 7. Mhm.
So I can give you I'd have to get you the course description to give you the exact difference. So resident teaching would probably be more along the lines of observation. And then in the second, resident teaching 2 might be a little more observation and maybe some hands-on or direct teaching as well. But I'd have to look at the specific courses descriptions to
Yeah,
kind of
if you could
specify that.
provide those for me, I'd
Yeah.
appreciate it. Also, resident teaching 1 and 2, that's like student teaching?
Kind of like student teaching, right? And I know a lot of students who are going into teaching, they do kind of more student teaching and observation those first few years. In our education program, in our associate degree, they do a lot of that observation already. But this is probably going to be more in terms of their direct teaching that, working in a classroom under the observation of a certified
Supervisor.
teacher and supervisor.
Also, I know that once they complete the program, they need to take an exam for certification, right?
Right.
So anywhere in here, are we going to start preparing them for that certification? Because they get a degree,
Yeah.
but they can't teach unless they have certification.
Right.
Now, I've been out of the loop for a couple of years now, but, for example, if they want to teach bilingual, in a bilingual classroom, there's 5 exams that need to be taken. So we need, and there's somewhere in here, we need to start preparing them so that they can be ready to take those exams.
Right.
Because you end up with a degree, but if you can't teach, then what good is it going to be?
You're not able to teach in a public school, but you could teach in a private, or some charters do allow non-certified teachers.
So, and I would add that if they really begin, if a student comes into TSC from the beginning of their academic,
They don't have to be certified.
Preparation, they can begin taking the first 2 years of their associate degrees that focus on early childhood or English second language. So they'll get a lot of that coursework already in those first 2 years. The way we set it up is a little more flexible. So when we say lower division elective, that means they're transferring that in. But if they didn't go that route initially, they're still going to be able to transfer in some of that coursework. If they said, let's say they started with secondary, but they changed their mind and they wanted to do primary, or they did general studies, some of that elective work is going to count toward the overall degree. And then I would add that, a lot of that work will be incorporated into the courses. And once they graduate, we don't have a certification program at TSC right now, but it would be something we could look at, but there will be alternative certification options as well, where they do a lot of that preparation. I know a lot of our students are getting teaching positions through alternative certification. Without the completing the certification, they begin teaching and they're working on their certification
Ms.
while they're
Alejandro,
teaching.
I think it would be a good idea for you to sit down with Dr. McCormick and have all those questions answered in the interest of saving some time.
I'd like that, because I do want to see some of the course descriptions.
Yeah.
Because if we're going to be facing the higher-ups, then
Right.
we need to be able to defend a solid program.
Right.
Okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Herrera, you had a question?
No, it was a stupid question, but I think you answered it. I was wondering if this is going to be open or is going to be a cohort, but you can't have a cohort with all these electives and all these courses, so I think you already answered that question.
Right. It'll be more open because of where students might be coming into the program.
Thank you so much.
I'll take a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Thank you. Dr. Zavaleta, this is your baby, and it's.
Excuse me?
This is your baby,
Yes.
bachelor's program.
Absolutely.
And it's coming along. You're pleased?
Excuse me?
Are you pleased?
Very pleased. Very, you can't even imagine how pleased I am.
Thank you, sir. So ahora que Policies Committee, Mr. De Leon is anxious about this.
The best for last.
The best for last. Policy Committee, Mr. De Leon?
The Policy Committee met on Monday, November 6, 2023. Present were immediate past Chair Herrera, President Rodriguez, myself, members of the TSC administration, college, and board legal counsel. The committee discussed the following items. 10A, acknowledgement of legal updates 46. And I will call on Mr. Perez to present this item.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board, President Rodriguez. You have before you a quite large package of about 800 pages that deals with about 84 legal policies that have been updated by TASB. Of course, this is for information only. It entails about every topic in your legal and in board manual, including renaming the college if you want, your geographical boundaries, election procedures, and security, things that we've talked about recently. It's for you to solely acknowledge receipt. It's going to be automatically updated into your policy manual by TASB. Thank you.
This item is for information only, no action is required, and this concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. De Leon. Number 11, consideration and possible action on passing a resolution and vote on position 8 of the Cameron Appraisal District Board of Directors. Last year, we decided we would send somebody to represent. and I was voluntold. But there's no way we can ever win this election. So, because we don't hang out with the trustees for the school districts, they do their politicking. I had told Mr. Peña to look into that because we are lumped with the small school districts. We are not a school district. We are not small by any means. We've got cover more territory than any school district, even the ones that are considered large districts. And so therefore, we don't get a vote like the big school districts. So, Mr. Peña, I'm officially telling you to please find a way for TSC to be represented, whether we have to go to our legislators, whether we have to take legal action, I think this is important to the college.
Having heard your comments last year, I did the research. My understanding is the board itself can determine that the board, this board, should be able to appoint its own, because we are not a school district. We're not a small school district, we're not a large school district. We are a separate entity. And because we cover 2 counties, our service areas is 2 counties, then we should be able to name our own, on our own, 1 representative. That being said, it's my understanding that one of the new amendments to the Constitution that was recently passed may allow for the election of 3 new board members by election by the general public to the appraisal district. And we're waiting for finalization on that as well.
But we don't want that. We want to appoint one of ours.
I understand.
We don't want to run for anything besides our positions.
Understood.
But would you check on that and give us?
We will continue pressing.
Let me rephrase what the chair said. Will you please make it happen?
Yes. Will do, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, with that being said, we got sent the list of the candidates that are up for a vote. We didn't get their bios until today, so because our vote doesn't matter, and that is the truth, So we can either vote on somebody or not vote. It's whatever the will of the board is.
I want to vote.
You want to vote?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll make a motion then. I move to approve the resolution and vote for Gloria Casa for position 8 of the Cameron Appraisal District Board of Directors, since we have no say-so.
I will vote for none of the above.
Nomás salió con que tiene 2 hijos.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. De Leon. We just have discussion in a minute. And I have a second by Ms. Aldrete. Okay, discussion.
I will vote for none of the above. So
Pues no, that's not a
No,
vote.
we have to vote as a unit.
Yeah.
oh,
So then you can abstain.
Or
Or we can take, I'll take it, I'll take a vote.
well, let's see if it passes first.
Okay. Okay, all those in favors of Ms. Casas?
Pues aye. It doesn't matter if your vote doesn't
I
matter.
don't know who these people are. Like, how are you going to put my vote of confidence into them that they're going to be fighting for the college?
That lady
That's why we
Casas-
need one of us representing
Yeah,
there.
but that's not gonna happen.
Any of us.
I agree with you, but
This lady has
so
been,
it is the wish of the board not to vote.
So this lady has been
oh, I voted
in office how long?
for 20-some,
In
right?
some years.
50 years.
50 years.
Read the
She's been there for a long time.
She's been there for a long time.
Long.
I know her personally.
Even if
I
you
mean,
don't vote, she still voted. in.
Yes.
She's still going to be voted in.
Yeah,
See,
yes,
so-
yes, because she's got the votes. So I
But
mean,
maybe she'll like us a little more because we voted.
okay.
Okay,
So
let's go again.
all those in favor of Ms. Casas?
Aye.
Aye.
3. Okay, all those in favor, okay, so,
Ryan.
Those against?
all those against?
If you only have 3 or 4, the rest are against.
So motion fails.
People can abstain.
What?
They only have, I mean, it doesn't matter you abstain, they only have 3 votes. So it's a majority.
Motion fails. Motion fails.
It fails.
Motion fails.
But the
Okay.
Madam Chair didn't vote.
So
I see, Madam Chair.
I haven't voted, and I can abstain if I want to. Uh-huh.
And I could cry if I wanted to.
Eh?
There's a song that says, and I could cry if I want to.
Exactly. So, okay, so motion fails. Now let's take a vote for the gentleman.
Rosie or Buzz,
There,
Brian.
Oh,
But somebody has to make a motion for the guy, for the young man or man.
I make a motion that we abstain from this election, since it doesn't matter how we vote.
Second
Okay.
by Ms.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion carries.
so wow.
Well.
Thank you.
I tried to.
Okay. Item number 12.
Never a dull moment.
Never, with you and Mr. De Leon. Consideration and possible action on engaging the service of an independent auditor to conduct a full audit of the workforce training and continuing education department and programs.
Madam Chair, I would like to table this item, get a subcommittee, and you all can volunteer, to provide a depth understanding of the audit that we want to conduct. I wrote it, and have a full scope of what we want from this audit, and have a full understanding. So if you all agree, I mean, we can have a subcommittee, we can discuss exactly what we're looking for or what we're not looking for, but have a full understanding so we can move forward whether we want to do this or not.
Second motion?
I have a, wait, 1 second. I have a motion and second by Mr. Herrera. Okay, discussion, please.
I want to propose myself to be in that committee that Mr. De Leon is going to chair.
Okay, the chair assigns.
Okay.
Um,
Well, then I make a request.
Thank you.
Magic
Just
of words.
just the way you assign,
I
sir.
want to request too.
Okay, so I'm going to honor it because you all have been very involved in it, the three of you. So I think we can table the motion. Okay, so let's take a vote to table the motion.
I second.
Against? Motion carries. Now, let's do
Subcommittee.
a subcommittee.
Yes.
Okay? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Executive session, the board will now convene in executive session as provided by Government Code, Chapter 551.071, 551.072, and 551.074. We're in executive session. We're back in session. Do we have a motion?
Yes, I have a motion. I move that the board approve the salary schedule for fiscal year 2023, 2024, as discussed in executive session.
I second.
I have a motion by Mr. De Leon, second by Ms. Aldrete. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Propose, we don't have a board meeting in,
December. January 18th.
Until January 18th,
January 18th.
and then
Regular-
February.
February the 25th. Okay, I will now entertain a motion
I so
to
move.
adjourn.
I move.
Motion by Mr. De Leon, second by Ms. Delia Science. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We stand
Merry-
adjourned.
Merry